friends, it's UrsulasRevenge, and happy Wednesday update day, and a special happy Wednesday update day because the Halloween event is finally here on Jorvik, so there's lots of things to go check out. If you are new to Star Stable and you have not experienced the Halloween event before, this event is a little bit different than the recent Camp Western and Equestrian Festivals if you were here for either of those. Instead of going to a place that is normally on the map, you get access to a new area that is called Galloper's Keep, and you can get there by going to the different portals around Jorvik. Galloper's Keep is accessible to all players of Star Stable, including non-Star Riders, though there are some activities that are exclusive for Star Riders. As we go through the keep, I will let you know which activities are for everyone and which ones are for Star Riders, so there's a lot to get through, so let's get started. Now, to actually access Galloper's Keep, there are two different ways you can do this. At least at the start anyway. So the first one is you can locate the portals all over the map. To do that, there is a new toggle available on the map just active for the Halloween event. If you go to map icons and you scroll to the bottom, you can look for a portal to Galloper's Keep. When you turn that on, you will see all of the different areas around the map that you can access Galloper's Keep. There is one at Moorland for your non-Star Riders. It'll be in the little field where they usually do like the bazaars and some of the event hubs near Gasper's Barn. Alternatively, if you haven't gone into a portal yet, you can go back to your home stable and look for Poe the Crow, who will guide you to the nearest portal. Hello, my name is Poe the Crow. I bring you word of where to go. It is worth talking to Poe instead of just going directly to the portal though, because you get a tiny bit of player experience. Others hide and don't make a peep, but you must brace for Galloper's Keep. Talk with a ghost named Casper. The questions you have, just ask her. She knows the place inside out. Don't be afraid, she's not one to pout. Have no fear, little mortal. Be brave and go through a portal. I have told you all that I know, so without delay, off you go. So now, depending on where your home stable is, Poe will tell you to go to the closest portal. So for me, she's having me go to this one at the Silverglade Equestrian Center, which is in a slightly different location. Now that I'm thinking about it, hold on, let me look at the map. There was one more so, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in Everyone Feels, or maybe I'm thinking the closest one was the one at Steve's farm. I don't actually remember anymore. But this one was not this close to Silverglade. Last year. New portal. And we can just finish the quest with Casper. Jeepers, kids, you're like the 100th person to come looking for me today. Something about a talking bird? And, you've made it to Galloper's Keep. So now that you're actually in Galloper's Keep, if you need a tour, and I honestly recommend doing this regardless, go talk to Casper because she will give you a guided tour around Galloper's Keep. And I believe there is a new area or new island, and I'm hoping she tells us a little bit more about it. Well, I gotta install a doorbell on that portal. We are slowly inching closer and closer to 26. Alright kid, you're in Galloper's Keep, and this place has been around for a long time. Galloper Thompson, yeah, he's the master of this keep, and this is his domain. Every autumn, this time of year, when the veil between our two worlds weakens, he finds a way back to Jorvik. What he does in Jorvik? Looking for souls, of course. He'll hunt unsuspecting people around, dragging their souls back to the keep. Like yours truly. It's not that bad. We get more people and new friends all the time over here. Every year, something unexpected and exciting gets dragged in. I'll tell you right now, this place is more like Galloper's playground. You just gotta know where to look, and ignore all of the death and darkness and stuff. There's a bunch of games to play, races to race, potions to brew, you can even go shopping. Pretty neat, eh? If you stick around, I'll show you the fun things we do here to keep our spirits up. What do you say, kid? Are you in, or are you in? Alright, have a little looky-loo around the keep, take a look at the cauldron, the storage, the stable, and whatever else catches your eye. Don't mind if I do. Historically, this has been where the magic horses are for sale, immediately to the right. This here is the stable. I don't gotta tell you how this works. Feel free to take a look around at these ghastly beauties. Currently, you will see the two new magic horses, Bixbite and Galvatere. Bixbite is on the Self-Francais model and is inspired by vampires and is specifically tied to the Buttergood family, which have been rumored to be vampires for a very long time, specifically with like Scott Buttergood's dad, Valdemar. There have been lots of hints in Star Staple's lore about their family being vampires, or at least Valdemar being a vampire. At this point, it's not even really a theory anymore, it's just plainly stated, so. Low-key, one of the things I love about Bixbite is the ears. Like, look how big and bat-like they are. Especially when they, like, start looking around, they, like, pull forward. It looks so cute. Like this! So cute! you can get Vixbite for 900 star coins. Galvatar is sort of inspired by the story of Frankenstein's monster, like brought to life with electrocution, stitched together from different parts. He even has little bolts in his neck. An interesting note about Galvatar's backstory is it says that he was cared for by a certain Berzelius, which is the name of the vet in Dino Valley, but his story in the description specifically takes part in Firgrove Forest. Galvatar is based off of the Hanoverian model, and you can get him for 950 star coins. I had an idea for this horse's name. I've decided I'm going to get Bixbite on my main account, and I'm going to get Galvatar on my side account. I was going to name this horse Crowley. And literally, my plan this whole time was to name this horse Crowley. And now that I'm here, my brain's going, what about Batrick? He's technically like a character or somebody's pet in the Owl House. And I mean, I'm all for Owl House references all the time. But now I can't decide. I think Batrick is such a funny name. But you were supposed to be a little bit more serious. And now I can't decide. I was going to get you during the video, but I now need time to decide while I focus on finishing the rest of the video, so I will get to you eventually. Bixbite and Galvatar also have matching pets, Scarlet, the vampire-themed Yule Goat, and Volt, the Owl. Both of these are available for 350 star coins each. This shop is also where you will get access to all of the other Halloween pets that have come out throughout the years. So all of the other ones that go with the other pets, plus some other generic Halloween pets. There may be more in the shop that you see than I do, but that's just because I already own some of the Halloween pets. What's interesting is the pet shop is technically duplicated. So this was the previous pet shop that has always been here, but I believe they just added the shop also to the new pets that just have a little special spot on display. Either way, both shops are the same. These boxes and stuff here will give you access to everything you keep in your wardrobe at home. How does it work? Heck if I know. So in the center of the keep, underneath these stairs on the left, you have access to storage. Also in the middle of the keep, you have a cauldron. You're standing right next to the Great Brewing Cauldron. Watch your step, kid. It's got a temper. Karen might need some help calming it down if I'm honest. Please be advised, approach the cauldron at your own risk. We take no responsibility for anything or creature falling in. Sorry, I had to say that. We've had incidents in the past. These are our shopkeepers. They don't say much, but they have all sorts of spooky stuff. You know what? While I'm here, let's actually take a look at all the stuff that's in the shops. There are several shopkeepers around the keep, and there will be more added throughout the event. So the first one on the left here is Masks Galore. This is basically where you can get all sorts of different kinds of masks in Galloper's Keep. There are a handful more than are showing up here. I think the only ones I might be missing in this shop are a horse and maybe a dryad and maybe a bird. Because those are part of the trick-or-treating daily that will come later on in the event. This empty stall here in the past has been like the old stuff, not necessarily discount stuff, but more of like I think it's like the vintage good stuff. I want to say that store opened up like the third week previous years, but we will see when that shop actually comes back. So if there is an item piece that you were looking forward to getting and it's not in any of the shops today, but it was previously released, it will most likely come back in a shop over here. This shop just opens much later than the rest of the keep to have all the new stuff be available first. In Afterworldly Attire, this is usually the shop that's got some of the newer magical horse clothing sets. Today for this update, there are 2 outfits that have been released for Star Coins / Jorvik Shillings. These are the sets that go along with Bixbite and Galvatar. So for Galvatar, we have the Galvanic set. And for Bixbite, we have the Bixbite Bell set. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure I'm going to get either of these sets. I might get pieces of Galvatar's. I think this skirt's really cute. And I really like the saddle pad, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get much else. Maybe the top. Maybe the top of the skirt. Interesting, for the Bixbite set, there's a new face accessory, which is vampire fangs. So if you've always wanted vampire fangs, you can now wear them as an accessory. This shop also has some sets returning from previous years, including the Western Goth set, the Carousel Queen set, the Dark Horse set. These 2 sets came out with Carousel Horse and the Robot Horse last year. the Dead Serious set, which was a Cauldron outfit set last year, the Evil Queen set, and the Obsidian Count set. If there, again, this is going to be a disclaimer for all these shops, there may be more things in the shops than I am able to see because I've already purchased them. Other shops include the Doomed Discount Shop. Alright, so the discount shop's already open, but not the older set shop. The older stuff that's not discounted. So in the Doomed Discount Shop, we have, interesting, we have the Wild Witch set and the Swamp Witch set. Both of these, I mean, they're only like 2 years old at this point. Well, I guess it would be their third year because the first year they came out, the last year and this year. So interesting. The Wild Witch set is on sale. This is still a relatively fresh set. As well as the Swamp Witch set. Both of these sets have like really nice individual pieces as well. I've been like meaning to get the shirt and I just haven't yet. So I guess this is the year while it's on discount. The Goth Academia set is also available on discount. This is another one of my favorite sets. And the Highland Rebel set is also available for sale. I don't know why I thought that this outfit set wasn't a Halloween set. I know the purple one was a Spring Equestrian Festival set. I think the green one is the one that's available year-round. There's also a shop over here for the Miscreants merch. I have all of these items, but if you want the mask that I'm wearing, it will be in this shop. And the other shop, my favorite shop, the Token Shop. This year, we have 2 new token sets already available on week 1. There is the Ghastly Grunge set, as well as the Serpent Empress set. I am so excited for both of these sets. I love them both. These are the 2 sets that I was most excited to come out this event. Or 2 of the outfits I was most excited during the event. We're going to talk about the third one in a little bit. But all of these items are available for tokens. You can get tokens just by doing things in the keep, doing the tutorial quest, doing your dailies activities around the keep. On the first day that you do both the yellow exclamation and the blue exclamation, you will get more tokens. And if you have tokens saved up from last year, you can obviously use them again this year because they are the same tokens. I cannot wait to go shopping. We're going to come back to the Cauldron, but for now, let's just finish up Casper's Quest. Winding up the island to the left of the keep, this is Tower Isle. The menacing looking fortress has a lot of history, but it's a long story. Nowadays, we use it to throw parties. Yep, this island is all about fun and games. No one here ever cancels a session of Dungeons and Pumpkins. This is also sort of where you meet Linda for some of her quests, and later on in the event on the last week, there will be a quest with the Registrar, which is this NPC, to bring people back to the keep. Can I actually enter it now? Huh, I can. This is what the inside looks like. You might notice that it looks very similar to, I forget the name of the place, but it's up in Dino Valley. You just don't have access to all of the doorways, just the main chamber. Later on in the event, once you do the Registrar's quest, the ghost will start appearing in here as well. To get to the last island, you're going to go back to the center of Galloper's Keep and go up the stairs. Does it want me to go? It looks like this way. We're gonna go to that one in a second still. This is the Island of the Hopeful. Pretty, isn't it? We go here when we need a bit of time to relax, maybe light a candle or 2 for ones we left behind. There's Lucy. She's looking for someone to compete in a championship on her behalf. Come back and talk to her later. I guess it is worth bringing up at this point, but this NPC is basically your championship daily NPC for this event. So if you collect her quest and do a championship, no matter where you place, you can come back and get some extra like shillings and horse experience. This is like Agnes in Moorland and Lobera in the medieval area, as well as Winnie, I think was her name, at both Summer Days and Camp Western. Alright, so behind Galloper we have a new doorway that animates into this really cool bridge. I don't think I've ever seen human skulls in Star Stable before. But there is a new island up here. I'm surprised that they didn't tell us much at all about this island, and I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the story quest that's happening. Not story quest. The continuation quest for Galloper's story. I'm curious. but I don't really know anything really about this island. I mean, there's a mausoleum, there's like a scenic waterfall. Like, this area is really pretty. I'm really curious what this is all about. I don't know if this is just like a hangout area, if there's like, this has to do with the quest, or if there's like something like secret hidden up here. I don't know. We're gonna have to explore and find out. But this is really, really pretty. And that's just all the stuff we can do here in the keep. The portals can take you to a bunch of other weird places, and I've heard rumors about soul shard tornadoes over in Jorvik. Sounds pretty swooshy to me. If you ever get confused, you can always talk to Casper again to get more information about the keep, but there's still some things that she didn't tell us about, so let's go talk about them now. So there are returning activities to Galloper's Keep. They each have a yellow exclamation point quest to kind of give you a little bit of an introduction. There's the Headless Horseman's Harrowing Race, the Scarecrow Hill Race, the Enchanted Pumpkin Hunt that happens in Golden Hills Valley. I'll explain the pumpkin hunt in a little bit more detail. The Haunted Trail Ride, which I'll also talk about in a little bit more detail. And Dungeons and Pumpkins on the Tower Island. This is sort of like a Pac-Man style game. If you're getting extra shadows in top-down view, press the surveillance camera twice to try and reset it. You can also hit the surveillance camera button to play the game in first person, but I find top-down a lot easier. Of these activities, Dungeons and Pumpkins and Galloper's Harrowing Race are the two that will be available for non-Star Riders. The Haunted Trail Ride and the Pumpkin Hunt are both available for Star Riders because they take you to Golden Hills Valley, which is an area that is only accessible to Star Riders. If you are a Star Rider and it does not allow you to go do either of those activities, that is because you don't have Golden Leaf Valleys unlocked yet. In order to do that, go talk to the Councilman in Silverglade. He will have a quest for you about unlocking the gates to Silverglade because they haven't been open since the spring, and he wants to know why. The quest takes, I think, 2 days to unlock. The first day is to actually just start the quest until you get to the point where you're forging a key with Conrad. Then you have to wait a day for the key to be ready. And then the next day you take that key immediately to open the gates. From there you'll be able to access both the Pumpkin Hunt and the Haunted Trail Ride. There is one more race that is also exclusive to Star Riders, and that is the race up Scarecrow Hill. I'm not sure if you actually have to unlock Scarecrow Hill in order to unlock that race. For that, you have to continue the Golden Leaf storyline, the one where you unlock the gate. You have to go talk to the mayor in Cape West Fishing Village. I think that part of the quest is also tied to main story, so basically just try to do a lot of the quests in the Cape West area and the Golden Leaves area, and anything for main quest to hopefully unlock Scarecrow Hill faster. Level up, level up, level up! Finally! Level 26, yay! Alright, while we're talking about the activities, let's go into detail about the Pumpkin Hunt. The Pumpkin Hunt is a game mode that a lot of people get confused by, so let's try to break it down. So, first we're going to talk to the Enchanted Pumpkin. It is once again our season. When the brilliant orange moon hangs in the sky, some of us pumpkins become possessed or enchanted by the Pandoric energy and the excitement spreading throughout Jorvik. Yes, it is time for the Pumpkin Hunt in Golden Hills Valley. I can see the confusion on your face, little one. What is this that motivates us to come alive just to hide? It's the emotions instilled in us by you humans. People of olden times called the full moon around this time of year the harvest moon, followed by the hunting moon. You have put in so much time tending to our every needs to ensure that the harvest will be bountiful this year. Oh, such joy and trepidation. You're soon to be rewarded. But what is the point of a hunt if not for a challenge? And isn't the reward much greater when you have to overcome the obstacles set before you? Perhaps this mischievous streak in us comes from the season. Do not fret, little one. You will be rewarded for completing the hunt. Maybe one of us will join you as an adventuring companion. It'll be the luck of the draw to decide when and if that happens. So what say you? Are you up for the challenge of finding us, little one? We'd of course want the challenge to be fair. This portal next to me takes you to Golden Hills Valley where the hunt will take place, though it'll only work if you have been there before and can access it now. Step through the portal next to me to learn the rules of our little game, then come and talk to me again when you're ready to begin the hunt. So this is going to basically start a little bit of a quest with Jasper, and then after that we can do the pumpkin hunt. Jasper's is sort of the tutorial. Great Galloper's ghost, my pumpkins are possessed! I was on my way to snap a few of my prized pumpkins from the vine to take to market when lo and behold, the pumpkin snapped back. The pumpkins hopping about like the hell... Pumpkins hopping around like little hellions. It's a disaster. Arya, you have to get the sinister squashes under control. So now here's where we get to the tutorial. You're going to click on the possessed pumpkin. The 3 little gourds are going to scatter, and you have to find them in the bubbled area, and then bring those sprouts back to the mama pumpkin. Click the pumpkin, they scatter, bubble forms, and we go and look for the pumpkins. As you get closer to the squashes or the gourds, your screen will kind of get black around the edges. Once you click on the sprout, it'll go away. That's because you get near one. See, it's getting darker the closer we get. It's our little hot and cold. And now we have to look for the last one. There you are. Now that we have all 3, we go back to the possessed pumpkin. Would you look at that? They're a family. They aren't so frightening now that you brought them back together. Huh? What's that? It looks like some sort of treat for you. I don't actually know if we get anything anymore. But, there is one reward that we will get, just not with the tutorial pumpkin. Thank you kindly for helping get my patch under control, but now that my prized pumpkins have personalities, I can't really sell them to be mashed for pie. What am I going to tell Mrs. Holdsworth? Oh dear, oh dear. So now we have unlocked the pumpkin hunt board. So this board, I don't know if it works the same as it did in years past. In the past, you could only do the pumpkin hunt sometimes, like a couple hours a day. Oh, it is worth saying that the pumpkin won't stay there when you go and talk to it, like it did with Jasper. It'll either try to attack you and chase you, or it will run away from you. Either way, if it runs away from you, you got to catch up with it and click it again, at which point it will tire out and finish the quest. If it chases you, you just have to get away from it for the duration of that time bar. If it does get you, the time bar will reset, but you can keep trying. So you can do the pumpkin quest multiple times a day. This board used to tell you how long it was going to be until the pumpkins became available again, but now you can do it as many times as you want on demand. So I'm about to do my daily version one. Little sprouts. So this is the daily challenge. Wait, is the daily challenge going to give me 15 player experience every day? That is the daily. It looks like I'm going to get player experience every day for this. So now once you have the daily version of the quest, there are, I think, 5 different locations the pumpkins can appear in. Full disclosure, I don't know if these have changed. I'm assuming they haven't changed from previous years. So I'm going to show you where the pumpkins showed up last year. So the first one was sort of above Jasper's farm area. I want to say it was right above Jasper's farm area, so where you can kind of see his barn and the trailer, up on this hill, I think was where a pumpkin could possibly show up. I'll give you the coordinates. X120, Y145, going sort of towards the championship area, basically between the championship area and the portal to Galloper's Keep in this grassy area. This is another area they spawned in last year, somewhere near X106, Y153. I believe there are 2 areas it can spawn near Scarecrow Hill, though I'm not 100% sure. Around here, I believe I would have seen one if there was a pumpkin here. X72, Y145. I believe there is a second one. I just don't know exactly where it shows up over here. So I would just take a peek around this sort of grassy area in front of Scarecrow Hill to see if you can find a pumpkin. And I believe there are 2 possible spawn locations in Golden Leaf Forest. One of them I know for sure. The other one I don't even generally remember where it shows up. I feel like it was somewhere in the back here. This tree seems familiar. So I feel like somewhere maybe in the back here. This one, again, I don't know the exact coordinates for this one. I would just maybe check around here. X80, Y127. I could be wrong on this one. I don't have these written down from last year. And the other one in Golden Leaf Valley is sort of near where the races are. It's actually easier to get to it from where the path is. If you are up in the path like you're going to Pie Swamp and you make a left down into the valley, just keep hugging this large hill because there's, this is a pumpkin. This is a pumpkin spawn spot. The coordinates are X99, Y136. This is the one that I got the most frequently last year. And another trick for this particular quest, what I try to do after I click on the pumpkin, I stand still and I try to see which direction these little sprouts will go off in so I can try and track them down a little bit easier. It makes it a little less frustrating, especially when you're in the valley and there's a lot of hiding spots. Okay, so one went off that way, one went off that way, and one went off behind me, and I just saw that flash. So we're going one towards Emma, one behind the pumpkin, and up here. 1, 2, here you are, 3. Word of warning, this bubble is your barrier. If you go outside of it, you'll have to restart. Even if you've collected gourds behind you, you'll have to go back and find them again. Again, once you have all 3, you just go back to the possessed pumpkin, see if you get chased or if they run away. I'm getting chased. When I get chased, what I try to do is find a tree that's got like enough area around it, and I'll just circle around the tree. He's all tuckered out, so you can go ahead and claim your final reward. Now, ooh, excellent. First try. I don't think you get like a little reward for doing the dailies, but there is one big reward that you will get one time during the pumpkin hunt, and it is this year's exclusive gourd pet, the Ghoulish Gourd. Now, like the pumpkin said, you might not get it first try, and it's kind of random when you will get it, so you may be unlucky, and it may take you a couple of tries of doing the pumpkin hunt. You can repeat the pumpkin hunt multiple times a day. So if you don't get it, you can keep trying, or you can just wait for another day and try again. I've been pretty lucky though, and I did get it on my first daily attempt. So you can repeat the pumpkin hunt as many times you want a day. You can only do the one for the possessed pumpkin in the keep that gets you the like quest rewards, the player experience, the shillings, the horse experience, stuff like that. You can only do that one once a day, but if you want to repeat the daily and just keep hunting for pumpkins, you can do that by talking to the little sprout by Jasper's farm. Instead of getting a player experience or the tokens, I don't think it was horse experience, I think it was tokens, you can repeat it for 50 shillings anytime you want. And then you also, still doing it this way, have a random chance of getting the gourd if you have not gotten it yet. I don't think the ground is loading for me. Was it just because I had shaders on? I feel like the texture is just like bigger than normal. I don't think it was looking like this. Anyways, one of the other Star Rider portals that takes you to Golden Leaf Valley is the Haunted Trail Ride. Now, the Haunted Trail Ride has a bit to it. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt. It's also got a pet you can get, or there's 2 pets that you can get. But then you can also just do the daily run through it. And it does not necessarily change, but there are random events that you may or may not get, depending on when you go through your trail ride. It's kind of random every time. A haunted trail, doesn't that sound fun? A spooky track where there's no sun. Try it, Arya, and tell me then if you dare to go again. Ooh, we are swimming in player experience today. For some tokens, shillings, horse experience, and player experience, let's go on the Haunted Trail Ride. Like I said, there's going to be random things that you can encounter along the Haunted Trail Ride. We're not going to dwell too much on those since it's really just like random which ones you get. But there are a couple of things that we should talk about. Oh god, that scared me. There are a couple of things that we should talk about when we are on the Haunted Trail Ride. Including a quest that we will need to pick up. You're going to be seeing some things appear along the trail ride that you're going to be able to pick up. So it's not just like Farrah's collectible flowers that you would see up here anyway. You might see things like raven's feathers or bones. I think they're called unbroken bones. Or like the black flame candle. There's going to be different things that you can pick up along the, not the Trailblazer track. What is it called? Haunted Trail Ride. There we go. Your end goal for this trail ride is to get through Aideen's Whisper. and out the other side. You'll see someone you can trade your findings with, but you're going to want to hang on to some of them for at least a little while. For example, this is one of the unbroken bones that you can find. Oop, I see another sparkle, another unbroken bone. So some of the things that you collect along the trail ride you can sell. They'll just have like high shilling prices. And there are some others that you're going to want to hang on to because you're going to trade them to Igor. I don't like that it just started raining. I know that there is like a random event that can happen that Galloper like comes and gets you. And if he catches you, you're going to get sent back to the keep. You got to do the trail ride again. So I'm hoping that's not the one that I just got. But anyways, oh, I see a sparkly over there that I kind of want. All right, we're going to risk it. Raven feather. Okay. So now the important thing and why you would want to hang on to some of these items. So up here along this path, there's a little path hidden behind these bushes. These bushes are at X67, Y114. You're going to go through the bushes and follow the path. Don't mind if I do. Ooh. Has there always been a pet cemetery here, or has this recently been added? Either way, this is how you get to the bone altar, and the bone altar is where you're going to talk to Igor, because Igor is going to get you some trades. He's going to ask you for some items, and you're going to trade those items in to reanimate a pet. Greetings, Ryder. Would you like to know my secret of how to acquire a new pet? I learned it from my master, Dr. Frankenstein. You've probably heard of him. No, not the hotel guy. My former master, the scientist. Oh no, what's in the sack? Fascinating. Is that a sack of dead animals? What kind of ghoul do you take me for? These are onions for my dinner. Anyway, I haven't actually conducted the experiment on my own yet. See that spooky altar? I'm going to use it as my lab table. When the conditions are right, I will bring a pet to life. So goth, can I help? Finally, I will be the master and you can be my assistant. So now he has 2 trades available for the reanimation of an abominable animal and the reanimation of a creepy companion. The abominable animal is a new rabbit pet called Poppet, and the creepy companion is for a new cat pet called Raggedy, who is literal nightmare fuel. Anyway, to get either of these pets, you're going to need 80 bones, a skeleton key, a kite, and either the cat collar or the bunny collar. These are all items you will be able to find along the haunted trail ride, though there are specific locations you can find some of these items. The keys you can sometimes find along the shoreline. I know that there was another area that I was finding them with regularity, but I think the shoreline was the one that I saw the most. The kite is another one that also has specific spawn locations. And then I think about it, there is a spawn location up by the bone altar I did not check. Sometimes you'll actually see a kite that you'll be able to grab up at the top of the bone altar here. There's a couple of areas at the entrance of the trail ride, and there's a couple more by where Marching Gas Castle is. I'll see if I can point them out, but the cat and the bunny collar also have spawn locations. There just aren't as many as that I can recall. I can remember 2 for each of them. That is more towards the end of the trail ride. To be completely honest with you, I need more time with... Ooh, Black Flame Candle. I need more time with this trail ride to see if there are new spawn locations. There will be a whole video on how to unlock the pets, including areas where I have found collars and keys and kites. I don't want to put out information in this video, so I want to take some time and actually explore the trail ride, go through it a couple times, see how many items I can find, and then I will tell you where I have found all the things. That will be its own separate video, hopefully tomorrow. If not, it'll be later this weekend, but I will do my best to find as many spawn locations first and then put it all in a video. But for now, some places you can check for the skeleton keys. The shoreline on the right side, if you go all the way to the end, you may find a key there. For kites, you can check the bone altar like I mentioned. You can also check the trees near the bridge for Marching Gas Castle. This one's really high up. Can I... Oh, there we go. As for the cat and the bunny collar, last year you were able to find them a lot after you crossed the bridge for Marching Gas Castle. If you stick to this upper path here, along this path, oh my gosh, I actually found one. you can find this is the cat collar on the right, and sometimes on the left, literally just across the way around over here, you may find a bunny collar. You're not going to find them all the time, every time. It is kind of rare to actually get that drop. I remember last year, I think I got more cat collars than bunny collars, but there were other people who got more bunny collars than cat collars. It is completely random. So this is one of the areas you can get the cat collar. The bunny collar you can get literally just across the way. And then if you take the lower path, or I guess it's technically the middle path, right here in this little offshoot, sometimes you will find a cat or a bunny collar. There are different things that can spawn in this area. Right now I just have a cat I can pet, but sometimes there's, I think, like a tomb hoof statue or like a little bit of a grave site. Usually I think when it's the grave site I've seen the collars. I don't know if it's specific, but near the entrance here you might find the bunny or the cat collar. I think back here where we have this key, which this is a key spawn spot apparently. I believe like along the back wall you might be able to get the other collar, but again, I will have to do some more research and I will tell you all about it in a video later this week dedicated to getting all of the free pets. And one more thing before we end this particular jaunt down the haunted trail ride. If you go through Aideen's Whisper and you end up on the other side, first of all, just heads up, you are going to get chased by something if that frightens you. Take the bridge for Marching Ghast instead if you wind around the backside, instead of going through the cave if you don't want to be chased. But either way, if you have some things that you want to trade in, at the end of Aideen's Whisper, you will find Poe the Crow again. She'll have some trades for you. You can trade some of the things you might have found, like the raven's feathers, the black flame candle. You can trade these for different values of bones. This will help if you are trying to get the pets because they do cost 80 bones. In addition to the other things. But I actually have enough bones for both pets already since I saved them from last year. So for this particular black flame candle, it sells for a lot. A lot of the stuff that you can trade to Poe does also sell for a decent amount of shillings. So like the candle sells for 200. I wish I could hover over these, but I know these books were also very expensive. I know one of these things sells for like 500, I think, or maybe it's like 375. But either way, if you have enough bones or you're not really hurting for them, or bones honestly are abundant along the trail ride. It's just hard to get 160 of them. So if you aren't hurting for bones, I would hang on to the other things that you find along the trail ride because they sell for a lot more and that's a little bit more worth it in my opinion. But again, I've got bones for days, so. And to finish off the trail ride, you're just going to follow down the path until you find the portal. There is one more activity we haven't talked about yet, and that's because it is different this year than it has been in years past, so I wanted to give it some time with the quest. Now this is one of the other activities that is available for non-star riders, so you can do this if you are not a star rider as well. I believe. I don't think it's restricted. Oh, look at it. It's so pretty. Oh, Arya, have you seen my spell book? I have not. It's so enchanting, isn't it? You see, the cauldron is just one tool for an experienced witch like me. Of course, the cauldron is important, but let's hear about some commotion for the spellbook. A spellbook is a witch's right-hand man. It tells you almost all you need to cast incantations and conjure stuff. Of course, a witch's spellbook doesn't reveal all of her secrets, so some things you'll have to figure out yourself. Let's check it out. Go open the spellbook, Arya. Take a look at the spell for the witch's hat and return to me. Okay. So this is a little bit different than what we've done in the past for the cauldron. Before, you were able to find ingredients around the keep, and you still can find those ingredients around the keep. Instead, you would just throw them in at random and get random rewards back. Instead, this year, it seems like there will be specific combinations for you to find the items for, and when you put them in the cauldron, you will get that reward back. The different items will be available later on in the event. So for week 1, we can currently unlock the Forest Witch hat, the Forest Witch tunic, and the Forest Witch shorts. The time is now. Your adventure begins on Halloween night in Galloper's Keep. A witch you'll become, pages you shall seek. On Candlelit Island, the first page lay asleep. Okay, so we're looking for pages of the spellbook. Why not give it a try? Every witch needs a hat, so let's see if we can conjure one up. Did you learn how to cast it? No? There's just a mysterious riddle? To cast a spell, you need to use a special spell component. Magic is a delicate art. You can't just use anything and hope luck is on your side, like last year. As you know, magic can be absolutely disastrous if it gets into the wrong hands, so I've been taking great care to hide parts of the spell away. Where did the riddle say? The time is now. Your adventure begins on Halloween night in Galloper's Keep, a witch you'll become. The pages you shall seek on the candlelit island. The first page lay asleep. Oh, easy peasy. No? Well, I forgot to write a key of where I hid them, so your guess is as good as mine. Off you go, solve the riddle, find all the spell pages. It should look like a piece of parchment. Okay, so I think Candlelit Island is either the one where we remember people, or maybe the new island. I actually don't even remember if there were candles there. I think it was just like, I think this one is more candly though. I hear a bell. Is the bell? Oh, the bell's telling me I'm getting close. Spell page. Found it. Cast it from the spell book in Galloper's Keep. Oh my god, so cute. Yeet. Oh, really? Wow, that was rude. Alright. You found it. Awesome sauce. You found the missing spell page. Now you should be able to see which spell components you need. Go look at the spell book again. Okay. Ooh, cute. Ooh, wow, this is a lot more detailed than I thought it was going to be. We need flax, which we have, a wiggly worm, and a veiled potion. How do I make the different potions? Okay, to conjure the hat, we need a veiled potion, a worm, and flax. That sounds doable. You should be able to find worms and flax around the keep, but that veiled potion needs to be brewed in the cauldron. The cauldron has a temperamental past, but it's become more predictable nowadays. The ingredients used in the cauldron to make potions have two magical properties. They may not be obvious to a new witch, but through some experimentation, you'll learn to make the desired potions in a jiffy. To brew a veiled potion, you must mix together two ingredients that possess the veiled property. Simple as that. Okay. I'm such an experienced witch that I know which ones those are. It's ash and, oh no. Is it flax? Yeah, sure, flax. Try it, Arya. Okay, so we can also craft different things in the cauldron, potions, to get the other things that we need. So there's going to be layers upon layers of things that we need to do to craft items, which is really cool. I think that this is going to make the process lengthier and a little bit more exciting. So we have one ash, and she said to try flax because we don't know the properties of those. I'm assuming if we put them in, we will get to know the properties. You've discovered an ingredient property, serene and unknown for ash, so we'll have to put them in twice to know both properties. Well, that wasn't the right combination, but it's okay. Even when you mix ingredients that don't have matching properties, you still make a progress in your witching. Ash and flax wasn't a working combination, but you learned a property. Woo! While you were away experimenting, I managed to find my notes from when I was but a baby witch. Ash and moss is the correct combination. This time, I'm sure. Go to the cauldron again and mix ash and moss. That should make a veiled potion. Do I have ash? Okay, good. She gave me another ash. Ash and moss. Ooh, I got multiple ones this time. You discovered two matching ingredient properties. Okay, so now we know that ash is veiled and moss is veiled. And we've got a veiled potion. Yay, veiled potion acquired. Combining ingredients that share a property will reveal the shared property to you. Now that you've got a veiled potion, you should have all the components needed to cast a spell to conjure a hat. That's only if you gave me a wiggly worm. Worms and flax can be found around the keep or in the living world, but this time it's on the house. Open the spellbook, cast the first spell. You got this. Wait, am I going to be able to find the Galloper's Keep stuff around in the world? I'm wondering if that's just a little like lost in translation. I mean, we'll find out. I know for a fact that you can find all of the ingredients that are the Galloper's Keep ones, like the spider eggs, the ash, the ghost goo. All of that is available in Galloper's Keep. You will be able to find the Ferris flowers. You will also need your moss, your bee balm, your jute, all of those at Galloper's Keep, but you can, of course, still find those in the overworld. It is the same flax, jute, chamomile, bee balm, rubia, and moss that you can find in the overworld. It's the same stuff that you find in Galloper's Keep, so you can find it in other places. But as far as I know, unless they have changed it and you can find the other Galloper's Keep things in the normal world, which I kind of doubt, but either way, whether or not that's true, you can find them in the keep. Each day they will spawn in different specific locations. I don't remember which ones for each day, but I do remember at least Ghost Goo for Wednesday will always appear by this tormented ghost. So you can grab your Ghost Goo here. I did see another one earlier. Horsehair you will mostly find on the island where you can buy horses. Today, on Wednesday, it is in front of the horse trainer. On different days, sometimes you will find them around the backside of the stable. So just explore around the keep to find the different things. Spider eggs, I think I also know where they are. But I knew behind. Okay, so behind the pumpkin near Scarecrow Hill is where you can find more ash on Wednesday. Between the main exit to the normal world and the Tower Island, there is a spider egg on Wednesday. Which one am I missing? Oh, I guess I gotta finish the quest. Worms! I forgot the worms. No, we will finish the quest in a second. I know where the worms are. Going to the left around the Tower Island, right by the upper ramp, you will also find the wiggly worms. Somewhere around here too, I think there's a second spider egg location, but that might be... Yep, second spider egg for Wednesday as well. Just around the backside. Something also worth noting, you're going to find some soul shards around the keep. There is another way that we will be looking for soul shards. We just have to wait for the top of the hour. Okay, I'm getting a lot of lag. I don't know if it's just this island or if I did something, but I should probably finish that quest before I get kicked out of the game. Okay, we've got all of our ingredients. Let's go ahead and cast the spell. You've successfully cast the spell to conjure a forest witch hat. It did start raining really hard, and I don't know if that's why. Oh my god. You did it! You got your hat! Awesome sauce! The rest of the spells are for you to figure out. The spell pages are scattered who knows where, but the riddle should give you a clue as to where they could be. Find them on your own or collaborate with a friend. It would be too risky to give you all the riddles now, so some of them will only be revealed during the coming weeks. Make sure to return so you can keep casting spells. Spells may need other potions than the veiled potion, so keep experimenting with the cauldron to learn the properties and make all different kinds of potions in no time. Happy brewing, ta-ta! Okay, so, interesting thing that I don't really know what happened. Okay, so basically I did stop and restart my recording. It was either... Honestly, there were so many things that it could have been. Could have been my hard drive was filling up. Could have been that the game was about to crash because I did have trouble getting back in. And it could be that my internet was just like also on the fritz. At least for the game glitching like that. Because it did start raining really, really hard. But anyways, it seems to be stable now. But what seems odd is that I have a second ghosty balloon in my inventory. Now I had one when I started the video, and now I have two, and I don't know where the second one came from or what happened. So did you guys get another ghosty balloon? Did something happen with my game? I don't actually know. So just a mystery, I guess. Either way, there's still so much more to talk about this event, and I've already been recording for 2 hours, so this is going to be an interesting one to edit. I'm hoping that my issues, the lagging issues that I had before, if it was my hard drive, hopefully that first half of the video is fine. We shall see when I edit. The next thing that I want to talk about is actually a quest that goes along with Galloper's Keep. So if you go to like the Moorland portal, which is much bigger than the other ones, and it has like this whole like tree forest setting around it, this is where like the Moorland Festival Hub would be. This is your main portal if you are not a Star Rider. Linda will be standing on the outside, and she will have the start to Galloper Thompson's quest line. These are the ghost stories that we've solved with her in the past. So I believe there was previously 4 quests, and it seems like, at least according to the next step in Jorvik, those 4 quests will be like combined among the first 2 weeks. So parts 1 and 2 should be available this week, I believe, and then what was previously parts 3 and 4 will now be part 2 that'll be available next week, and there will be a new a continuation quest that'll be new for this year that will be available, I believe, unless, you know, updates are subject to change, probably on the 3rd week of the event. Now, this quest I know is going to be long. This video is already long. I will be covering the quest, I think. However, how I think I want to do it is I want to make it its own video just of this story lore. And I'm going to do that once the entirety of what's available becomes available. So that'll probably be a special video for week 3, is just the entirety of that quest line. If you want to experience the quest yourself, make sure to talk to Linda outside of the Moorland entrance to Galloper's Keep. Otherwise, I will have a documentation video available for this quest line later in the event. We had talked earlier about an NPC that is at Galloper's Keep that will get you a bonus if you do a championship like Agnes's quest in Moorland. But there is more to do with championships that I actually forgot about because this event is so jam-packed. If you go to any championship schedule board, or if you finish a championship, there will be a button for champion ranks. And there is a new season of champion ranks. So as of recording, the season has not started yet. This is expected to start at 9:30 a.m. server time. So for me, that's 2 hours from now. So I won't be able to even start this until later. But like normal, you have 7 possible ribbons to collect. Each ribbon is behind a certain victory point threshold with a max of 200 victory points. You get victory points by doing the championships, and how many points you get is determined by where you place in the championship. So to highlight that a little bit more, we're going to go to the question mark at the top and look at this chart here. So this explains that if you place 1st to 4th place, you're going to get 5 victory points. 5th to 8th place will get you 4 victory points. 9th to 12th will get you 3. 13th to 16th will get you 2, and 17th to 20th will get you 1 victory point. If you foul out or scratch, you will get 1 victory point. We also have a preview of what the ribbons will look like at the bottom of the question mark menu. But champion ranks are pretty straightforward. If you love doing championships, these are a great way to fill out the rest of your time. While you're in the overworld, at least, there's going to be more stuff to do. And obviously, during events, there's always a ton of stuff to do. So this event in particular is very content heavy. There's so much stuff to do, and there's stuff that happens on the hour, which I haven't even had a chance to talk about yet. But between all of the things and the champion ranks, I don't think it's possible to be bored during the Halloween event. It is worth noting that each threshold is cumulative. So when you get the 2 points and unlock the Cauldron ribbon, you will only need 10 more points to get to the Raven. So it is 250 total points. You don't have to, for example, get 2 points and then get 12 more points to get the next one, and then 24 more points to the next one. It's just 250 points total across all championships to unlock all the ribbons. These are just milestones along the way. We have 2 more things to talk about. First, there are some new makeup and hairstyle options in different areas around Jorvik, specifically 2 areas. So at Fort Pinta, at Beauty on the Beach, which is the hair salon in Fort Pinta by the disco, there are a bunch of new hairstyles. So we have some more Halloween inspired ones with the black and gray, black and red, and white and black split hair in both orientations. We also have what's called the dragon braid, and if you're a fan of K-pop Demon Hunters, this is Rumi's hair. I'm so excited about this hairstyle. I'm definitely getting the Arya's classic red hairstyle, and I'm getting the purple so I can cosplay as Rumi. I do also really like the black and white split hair. This hairstyle always bothers me though because it goes through the jackets. There's a lot of hair that still goes through the jackets. I have a hairstyle like this in my closet that I love, and I don't use it because I'm always wearing these jackets. It is worth noting that even though these are like the Halloween styled looks, these ones are permanent. They're not leaving with the event, so you will have an unlimited amount of time to actually get these hairstyles at the Fort Pinta hair salon. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm a little off track, but it just clicked in my head that when I was over here, I could hear the parchment sound effect that we were hearing in Galloper's Keep. And I don't know if she mentioned that the pages would only be in Galloper's Keep or if they would be in other places. I do hear it. Are you serious? There's a parchment paper over here. I found a spell. Hold on, we gotta go see what this is a spell for. Oh, it was the Forest Witch tunic. From this lookout, when the sun gets low, can you hear the party from down below? Okay, so that was, yeah. 4 pinta, that makes sense. We need a captivating potion, jute, and a spider egg. So the Forest Witch shorts. To find this page, you must ride the haunted trail in a damp cavern. Secrets you shall unveil. I know where this is. I'll show you. So to get there, the first chance you can turn backwards, you're going to follow the path up the mountain. Because there is a cave up here. And the page is right there. Let's see. The Forest Witch shorts will require the Resilient Potion, a Veiled Potion, and a Ghost Goo. I kind of want to work on the combinations and figure out what the properties are in my own time. But if you have any specific questions about a specific property you're trying to unlock, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to find you the answer as soon as possible. Back on track, there is another salon that also has some new offerings for us. So in Jarlheim, at Heavy Metal Scissors, there are some new makeup options. So there are 5 new options also on the slightly like Halloween inspired side, though they are still permanent and will not be leaving with the Halloween event. They added a note that says one of them is surprisingly fluffy, specifically for the makeup. I don't know which they're talking about. I would have thought that it would have had like werewolf ears or something, but no, I have no idea what they meant. Now, the very last thing to talk about are the soul tornadoes that will appear on the hour. And I don't mean that tornado. So on the top of every hour, there will be a sort of like white little vortex appearing in the sky at a specific or different areas around Jorvik. When you get there, there will be a ghost that when you talk to, they will split into a bunch of shards. They need you to collect the shards, and when you do, you will be rewarded with some of those shards. Now, for the last year, I think, the soul shards' only purpose was to trade for Halloween tokens or fall tokens during the event at Galloper's Keep. However, this year there is an added need for those tokens, and it is crafting with the cauldron. So I don't know if you noticed, but when I was combining ingredients to craft the potions, there was a soul shard cost. It was 1 soul shard per creation. So if you want to do a lot of combining in the cauldron, you will be needing some soul shards, and you can just find them in each of the activities. Sometimes you will find one at random, and also around Galloper's Keep you may find one when you're looking for the different reagents for the cauldron. But to get more soul shards, you're going to want to track down at least a couple of the soul tornadoes. But again, they only appear at the top of the hour, so I will be back in about 10 minutes when that happens. Okay, so it is the top of the hour, and I think, yeah, that is what your soul volcano, no, why do I do that? Soul tornado, that's what these soul tornadoes is going to look like. You're just going to follow it to wherever it is in Jorvik, and there are a bunch of different spawn locations, but for now, this one is just outside of Nelmer's Highland on the way to Silverglade Equestrian Center. Please collect my soul fragments to make my soul whole again. So you have got a little bar at the top that tells you how many you're still missing. You're just going to run around the area and looking for all 20 soul shards. There are some of these that are harder than others. This one seems to be fairly easy. I know there's one in Golden Leaf Valley that is tricky. The soul shards kind of like go inside the mountain. You can still get all of them. You just can't see all of them, which makes it obviously somewhat difficult. But this one's pretty flat, and there's not really a whole lot of areas that these soul shards can hide in, so really isn't too hard to find all 20. Alright. Also worth checking behind you every once in a while, because sometimes you'll have a soul shard lagging behind that you just like were outside of the range of, and where you were like just inside the range of enough for it to like want to come to you, but not close enough for it to get to you faster. Like that. So all you gotta do is just slow down for it to catch up to you. Probably should have paid attention to see how many soul shards I actually got. Really don't know. That was my bad. I should have been paying attention. Anyways, that is going to be it for this update video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video like this. I do try to cover every Wednesday update and more. I'm really hoping that this video wasn't like a total disorganized mess. I feel like a total disorganized mess, but I always feel like that when it comes to events. There's just so much to talk about and so much to cover and so many questions to answer, and I may have missed some. So if there are any that I missed and you have questions about this event, please leave them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. There's just always so much for events, and it just gets a little overwhelming to try and like remember everything and do it well. So I'm going to do my best to explore the Haunted Trail ride and find some more collectible spawn locations for you guys to make that activity a little bit easier. Like I said, I'm gonna hopefully have an entire dedicated video just to unlocking the free pets. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!